What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. We are back in Ark Genesis, and in this video I will be showing you how to tame the Ferox. I think there's currently two methods to tame these guys, but I think one of them will be patched out pretty soon, but I'm still going to show you guys that method just so you can get as many Feroxes as you want before it's patched out. But just be warned that one of these methods in this video may not be working in a few weeks or a few months. So I'll quickly explain the taming mechanic behind these guys, and then after that, I will show you a few methods to tame these Feroxes very easily. So if you need some good tips, stick around till the end of the video. I'm gonna try to keep this video short, so let's just jump right into it. So basically, to tame a Ferox, you will need to feed it element. Once you feed it element, it will shapeshift into its larger form and it will become very aggressive. All you need to do after feeding it element is run. Just don't die, that's all you have to do. The Ferox will eventually crash and shapeshift back into its smaller form very quickly actually. I think it's about 30 seconds. Once he returns to his smaller form, you just have to run up to him and feed him element again. And then that will repeat the whole cycle. He will shapeshift back into his bigger form for 30 seconds and then return back to his smaller form. You have to repeat this element feeding process over and over until the Ferox finishes taming. I'll be honest with you, I think the taming has a bug at the moment, because most Feroxes should take about 2 element to tame, regardless of the level, but for some reason, some of these Feroxes can take 5 to 10 element to tame, and I think that's just a bug. So try to bring as much element with you as possible if you're trying to tame Feroxes. So again, it's pretty easy. Find the Ferox you want, feed it element, run away until the Ferox returns to its smaller form, and then return to it to feed it more element, run away again until it's in its smaller form, and it should be tamed after the second element. But if 2 element doesn't work, just keep feeding it element until it tames, or find a new Ferox to tame. Now some of you may be wondering how to get element to feed to these Feroxes, and that's pretty simple. Just gather up a bunch of hexagons from the new missions, or you can hunt down some glitches to get hexagons, and then use those hexagons to purchase element from the HLNA shop. It'll cost you about 1,000 hexagons per element that you buy from this shop, but that's pretty easy to get if you complete the missions. For example, completing the Alpha Dodo basketball mission will give you almost 20,000 hexagons. So once you have your element, there's going to be 2 ways to make this taming process easier. First, you can build a cheap drop-in trap, then you can feed the Ferox element and lead it into that trap. Then you can leave the trap and wait for the Ferox to calm down. Once it calms down, you can walk back into the trap to feed it more element. Then you just repeat this process over and over until the taming finishes. If he's in this trap, he's not going to get out of it, so this is a very safe way to tame these Feroxes. But you do need to be careful, because once the Ferox returns to its smaller form, it could easily walk out of the trap if there's an open door or if there's a large crack to walk through. Now if you would like to see the Ferox trap I use, I will link the build video I created in the pinned comment below. It's a pretty cheap trap and it does the job very well. But there is another way to tame these guys with element without a trap base. If you go to the coordinates 70.7 and 26.2, you will find the entrance to the Ferox cave. In this cave you will find a bunch of Feroxes, and if you bring a few grapple hooks and a crossbow, you can feed the Ferox some element and then grapple the roof of this cave and wait up there for it to calm down. This is going to keep you off the ground and the Ferox will not be able to hit you, and this is a lot cheaper than building a trap base. But you should know that this cave will also have bears and wolves in it, so if you go here, you will need to bring something with you to kill them. So those are the 2 easiest ways to tame a Ferox using element, but there is another way to tame them. At the moment, you can actually knock Feroxes out and feed them berries to tame them. I feel like this was never intended to be possible, but for some reason you can do it. And it's a lot easier and cheaper than using element. You don't need a base, you don't need element, you just gotta knock it out and give it a few berries and it will tame. That's way too easy for a dino that can do so much damage. But I feel like this will be patched out pretty soon, but I figured I would throw this into this video just so you can use this method to get as many Feroxes as you want as easily as possible. But anyways, that's about it. These guys are pretty easy to tame, just don't let them kill you. I hope this video helps you, and thank you for watching.